Do. Okay, we're connected. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another live trading room here with Lachlan from Samurai Day Trading. We are excited for another very interesting live trading room. Lachlan did say that, we're right now pre-Easter, so I'm not sure what to expect, to be honest. I'm not sure what to expect. But take your notebooks, your pens, write some notes, prepare your trading setups, and we can get started. And I will check in with you guys a little bit later again.
Sounds great, Alan. Thank you, everybody. So, hi, guys and girls. Lockie here. Hope you are completely magic. Let me grab the chat function for you. Make sure that everybody can chat to each other. We'll do a quick sort of sound check. Make sure that we are good to rock and roll. That's what I'm also going to do. Let me grab the screen for you. I'm going to throw up our PowerPoint to start. All right, make sure that we cover all of our compliance requirements. Shelton, how are you? Hope you are brilliant. So guys and girls, welcome. So I hope you are brilliant. So once again, guys, a big thank you to TTP, guys, for having us. Now, we note that there's quite a few people in Australia are on school holidays. They're literally on school holidays as I speak to you. Right, so we might find today, again, we're leading into Easter as well. Kevin, how are you? Hope you're fantastic. So Samuel, hi everybody. Hope you're brilliant. Now tonight, guys, it is going to be a little bit quiet. I do know though that Europe is running with some really good volume. Nasdaq's pretty good at the moment as well. So again, the beauty of rolling into Easter is we want to make sure that as we don't hold any trades over Easter. That would be a really important point. So don't take a trade today and try and hold it for 4 or 5 weeks. That's not a good idea, as in case there's a global correction or something goes on. But suffice to say, we should be able to get a really good little session out of today. Now, let me run through the slides for you. Make sure that everything is popping along. So welcome to the LTR trial, as young Alan has set us up. So we're broadcasting globally. So what does it mean? We're going to have to run through some relatively strict compliance just to make sure everything is good to go. So first and foremost, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about trading futures and CFDs today. So both of those hold a degree of risk. Ultimately, the reason being that we're trading the markets. The market can go up or down. So as a result, there's 2 risks. We can actually make money. We can also lose money in the game of trading. Now, because we are trading on margin, it means that risk can be amplified slightly. Now, I know that everybody talks about, oh my gosh, you can lose money in trading. Oh, it's horrible. You can also make a lot of money out of trading, guys. In the last couple of weeks with this, can we call it the Trump volatility? But the last couple of weeks with Trump volatility has been incredible. Some of my traders, guys, some of them will be in with the session today. Some of my traders have had the biggest trading sessions ever based on the volatility. So volatility and tariffs may not necessarily be that bad if you are a day trader. Guys, everything we're going to be doing is general information only today. Obviously, the past performance of all financial products globally, we can no longer use them as an indication for future performance. Now, further to that, we've got a beautiful thing called market risk factors. It's because we are trading over the internet today and our data feeds are defined by the internet. Guys, everything I do is literally defined by the internet. Guys, I'll do my best to identify some really good trades today. Again, we are professional risk controllers. We look to make as much money as we can out of the market as quickly as we can. We're also very quick to control our risk. Suffice to say, guys, there are market risk factors, so there's no guarantee that you'll be able to copy the trades we're getting into simply because we are trading over the internet. Now, my history. Guys, I am a decorated Army veteran. Guys, did 15 years in the Australian Regular Army before then switching to full-time trading. Guys, I have an opportunity to be printed multiple times in multiple magazines in multiple countries. Guys, long story short, I really enjoy what I do. I very much enjoy the game of trading. Now, may I suggest, guys and girls, it is a game. It's a game of who can stay disciplined and patient long enough to make money. Guys, I'm not a fan of Forex. I've been pretty clear on that. I've written multiple books on the subject. Simply being, I'm a big fan of futures trading because there is ultimately no one on the other side of the market that can manipulate the market against you. Now, what we're going to be focusing on today, guys, the chart layout and ultimately the signals. We'll be using 10 different signals today. Guys, the original signals were written as I started futures trading in August 2007. I basically discovered there were no decent trading schools in Australia at all in 2007. So I decided to basically create my own. To do that, I had to write my own strategies. And in 2009, that strategy was introduced into the market, and we're still using the same thing today. That strategy is based on something that actually my trading coach, so again, he was American, guys, very, very good at what he did. He told me that if you want to be really good at trading, you've got to let the market do the heavy lifting. Now, that means the market's got to generate the signal for us. So primarily, guys, we are pure price movement traders. We do a lot of technical analysis. We also use indicators, because primarily the indicators do a lot of the mathematics for us. So we don't have to run away and do the maths on the run. Now, the charts, when we get into the LTR, guys, are going to basically look like that. The S&P 500 is a reference for the NASDAQ. The FESX is a reference for the FDAX. Just be advised, some of you might be brand new in this session today or might be watching us for the first time on the internet. Please be advised that the FESX is the largest market in the world at this point in time. It's an incredible reference chart for what we're ultimately doing in the European Open. It's bigger than any of the global currency markets. It's bigger than gold. It's bigger than oil. It's huge. A lot of people in the game of trading actually forget about the FESX as a reference chart. May I suggest it's a really, really good reference chart for ultimately for the European Open. Now, guys, tonight we are running a masterclass. So it's literally 30 minutes after this LTR finishes. We're running a masterclass on how to trade the delta properly. You'll see the delta running on the screen today. That masterclass is for those people that are members of Samurai and also those people that are thinking about joining us. So guys, so please don't be shy. If you need the link to register for that, I can go and grab that for you guys throughout the actual trading session itself. Now, today, guys, is the European Open, so we normally pick up 12 to 15 trades. We will be using short and long range targets. We will be using what we call RCP, or a risk control point. Now, that being said, the initial risk to reward ratio on everything we take is at least 1-to-1. As what we'll do is we'll go for a short range first target, we'll bring our risk up, and then we'll run the profit as long as we can. And at the moment, as may I suggest, the sell signal setting up on the FDAX right now is a 21515. The sell signal setting up on the FDAX right now is absolutely glorious. We'll get there in a second. Whereas for the US close, guys, we also run a US close live trading room. We will be running, guys, a virtual live trading room also from the start of May, running on the US pre-market and US Open. There's a lot of traders around the world, guys, that literally want to talk to other traders while they're trading. So US pre-market and US Open, guys, we'll be bringing those out in May. So effectively, we've got all of the major opening markets covered, guys, which should be good fun. As the US close, also good fun. We've got that fully moderated. As that picks up around about 17 to 20 trades. Just be advised that as the market moves a lot faster, that trading room is also very, very US centric. Okay, very US centric. Now, again, the reason we run live trading rooms, TN, you want the link for that one? So give me literally. You know what? You've asked for it now. Let me get the link for you. Let me get the link for you straight away. As while it's a hot topic, I'll get that link for you. Let me just get this for you, and we'll be rocking and rolling. Just hold on 1 second. It's popping up. It should in a perfect world. You can tell we're live, so it should in a perfect world pop up for me relatively quickly. Let me just go and get this done for you. Okay, all right. Now I'll do this for about 10 seconds. I'll see if we can grab this. It should not be an issue, all right? So hold on 1 second. While we're doing that, guys, I will ask you if you can read through the points on the slide there. Guys, that the most important thing to remember off the slide is the live trading room is done as primarily to support clients in the journey of learning how to trade. So when I first learnt to trade, there was no such thing as a live trading room, and even if they weren't, the live trading room wasn't being done properly. All right, so there we go. Link in the chat. Link in the chat, TN. Just see if you can double click on that or click on that and register, and we can roll from there. So guys, I started running live trading rooms because a lot of people out there will say, hey, here's a great strategy on how to trade. It's simply like, guys, learning how to swim. There's no point giving somebody a book on learning how to swim, then throwing them in the ocean and saying good luck. Now, ultimately, that's what a lot of trading schools do. And I decided, guys, that I was going to go a different path. So live trading rooms ultimately it's all about networking with other traders, supporting other traders. I think what's really important about live trading rooms is our success as a live trading room, guys, is also your success. You get to measure, as you ultimately get to measure the success of other traders as you are trading. And I think this is really exciting, guys, not because we want to get jealous of somebody that's just gone and made, it's one of the traders last week, for example, made over $100,000. It's not to get jealous at that person. It's to say, wow, I wonder what that person is doing in order to trade the markets like that. I think I should be doing this. I think I should be doing that. So as that said, our numbers will be a little bit low today because we are heading into Easter. A lot of the Australian-based traders are already on school holidays. They've had a blinder over the last couple of weeks, guys. So the volatility has been incredible. So we'll go profit first, guys. We'll go profit first. The last 15 minutes, I'll be able to answer any questions you might have. Obviously, if you've got time to come to the masterclass tonight, guys, it will be done, will be recorded. So if you've got time to come to that, that will help you answer some questions as well. A lot of the traders have been trading with me since before 2010. So there will be a couple of very experienced traders in the LTR today, as a lot of them have been with me for more than 12 years. And obviously, guys, every time I run the LTR, guys, I post on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is Samurai Day Trading. So if you want to have a look at some of the videos, please go nuts. I think there's over 200 videos on there now. The channel's only around about 6 months old. Now, as again, ultimately the best strategy for you to trade is the one that you understand, because you're not only going to trust the markets, you're going to trust the strategy, but you're going to stay in the trade long enough for the trade to go to its full profit potential. What does it ultimately mean? Guys, please watch, listen, and learn if you're brand new to trading. If you're experienced and I can guide you in and out of the market, absolutely fantastic. Guys, please note that today it looks like we're looking for long range shorts. So we're looking for big selling trades and short buying trades. Now, Europeans will decide that basically in the first 15 minutes of the open. Guys, so we'll ultimately let them decide what they want to do. I'm hoping that the FDAX traders don't go to Easter early. So if they do go to Easter early, we're going to end up with a very, very quiet session. Now, what it does mean, is next Tuesday, a European time, when they get back from Easter, they're going to get back and the market will go absolutely gangbusters. All right. So if we do get a quiet day today, guys and girls, it's okay. It's a good opportunity to do a Q&A. As ultimately, though, there will be a certain amount of institutional volume that they need to get rid of. Guys, they're probably going to try and get rid of it today, and I'd suggest they're going to be selling the market down. Now, guys, I am on Instagram, so i.love.trading. We've already given you the YouTube, that's Samurai Day Trading. And guys, if you want to download the book Brokers Exposed, so I go through the design of the financial markets and why we are futures traders, that's a very, very good quick read available, guys, on the Samurai Day Trading website. All right, now what we'll do is, now we've gone through all that, let me just get rid of those. Let me just get rid of those PowerPoints for you. TN, you're all good to go. Good. Right, now, that being said, guys, these are the markets we're looking at today. What I will do, because the camera covers up the FDAX chart, what I'm going to do is just jump on that camera for you now. Okay, I'll get rid of that camera. I'll also do a sweep of microphones quickly. Some very, very talented traders, guys, will be in with us today. So, Ahmed, your microphone is on. Guys, I'm just warning people that their microphone's on, guys, in case they're having a chat with somebody and they don't want to be listened to. Damsey in Sydney, your mic is about to come on. So welcome, mate. I hope you are fantastic. MJ and Coughs, mate, if you see anything, give me a message and I'll be able to turn your mic on. Tim, I'll leave you muted at this point, mate, but if you do want to arc in at any point in time, please just send me a message. Alrighty, young Lee, how are you? Lee in Brisbane, I should say west of Brisbane. Hope you are fantastic. So, guys, this is what we're dealing with. Today. Let me just run through the sort of the normal synopsis, guys. So again, the normal chart breakdown. I do think we should be short everywhere, guys. Would be my synopsis at this point in time. Again, I note that if we go to the S&P 500, guys, the S&P volume leading into the session was 77,000. Please note it's 83,000 already and climbing. So I have a sneaking suspicion I was able to watch these sellers come in. I thought, did I say I wanted to be short everywhere? Did I mention that? So with all of this said, guys, with all of this said, I think we're going to go down hard. I think it's going to be really good fun, but we're going to trade very, very carefully today. As the reason being is for those that are into volatility, the volatility on the NASDAQ is currently 88. Right, that's a little bit more volatile than what we normally see in this session. FTAX is very, very normal. You know, I said to everybody, would be really, really smart to be short on the FTAX at 515. As again, whether you trade the pre-market, can everybody see this little red delta there? Nice, see that little red diamond delta at 515. Guys, since then the market's actually gone down to 495. Right, so we're getting our market analysis and direction correct, which is always exciting. Now, guys, a little bit of unexpected news cruising through the market today. So this climactic candle here was actually unexpected, unscheduled news. Suffice to say, as the market has proven to us categorically that they believe, MJ, yeah, spot on the mark. So guys, at this point in time, the NASDAQ traders believe they're in a 60-minute chart pattern. Now, how do we determine that? We determine that because they're actually rolling with the 60-minute chart Fibonacci extensions and also the 60-minute chart Fibonacci retracement. Okay. Now, please note that there is an alternate fib on the NASDAQ. Okay, so let me show you. All right, when I first started doing my analysis today, the actual Fibonacci for the NASDAQ was here. All right, oops. Let me just show you there. Now, for those that are brand new or relatively new to trading, all I've done is I've drawn the Fibonacci down to catch them on the way up. The most important thing, guys, with Fibonacci, it's not palindromic. All right, it doesn't mean the same thing in both directions. Now, if I do that, note that the NASDAQ got caught perfectly at the 76.8 and then the 78.6. So this would suggest that the original Fibonacci I had on, guys, is actually better if you see this. In fact, we're going to leave it there. That is so good. That's the original Fibonacci I had on. That failure there off the 78.6 is absolutely textbook hilarious. Now, what it means, though, is the S&P 500 is currently disagreeing with the NASDAQ. Right? Now, again, it agrees with the extensions. It agrees with the extensions. It doesn't agree with the retracement. So what we might do is I'm going to go back to 1 o'clock. So let me go back to 1 o'clock in the morning, which is that one there. Let me see if the S&P 500 is readjusting its Fibonacci. All right, let's have a quick look. That's not too bad, guys. That's not too bad. It just means ultimately that the NASDAQ Fibonacci at this point in time is more accurate, is what it ultimately means. Mate, I will do it. Yeah, I'll have a look at that. Absolutely correct. Now, I do think today, these larger Fibonaccis are actually drawn down to catch on the way up. Guys, these sellers have actually sold back down. Guys clearly failed very, very badly. And therefore, again, we're starting to buy the market. This volatility, guys, this volatility is pretty good for the NASDAQ traders. The volume is also really good. So Easter, guys, or just prior to Easter, will go one of two ways. Either the volume will just skyrocket, volatility will skyrocket because everybody's getting out of the markets. Can anybody tell me why, guys? Can anybody tell me why that a lot of the big professional traders will get out of the markets before public holidays? Can anybody tell me why they do that? Okay, I would love to know. Now, the 30-minute Fibonaccis are going to be good fun today as well. Okay, so again, if we wanted to catch these guys on the way down, again, 15-minute chart will be similar. We're going to draw a Fibonacci up like this to catch them on the way down, right? So note that they've caught them at the 90s there, also at the 76s, which could actually be quite good fun. NASDAQ, we can do exactly the same. Let me bring that chart up for you there. So we are highly likely, guys, highly likely today to simply be bouncing between different Fibonaccis. Okay, so not to get those confused, I'm going to go back into the bigger chart. Okay, and I'm going to let me get rid of our little arrow there. I'm going to make this one a 15-minute chart fib. I've got a template in here for that. We'll make that like that. Just so we don't get those confused, I'm going to do the same thing for the 60-minute chart here. Ultimately, guys, if we get our Fibonacci's correct or pretty close to correct, we'll be able to predict exactly what the bankers are thinking, and we'll be able to join them in their journey, okay, which can be quite good fun. Can be quite good fun. Now, Europeans, guys, we get a lot of guidance. We get a lot of guidance from the Europeans as to what we should be thinking, And again, let me just have a look. Perfect. Okay, can do, Ahmed, can do. I can change that. I can change it if we break out. If we break out of this trading range, but very, very easy to do. Now, guys, for the Europeans, please note that the FDAX is already 3 days into a daily long. So again, as per the rule of 3, which it absolutely dominates the European markets, as per the rule of 3, it is highly likely that we get a sell down day. All right, now at this point in time, it looks like the Europeans believe that they're trading a 4-hour game. Okay, a 4-hour game. Why? I've got a green Fibonacci extension here, and I've also got the green fibs. So if these guys push up and fail badly, guys, we're looking for long range shorts. Now, a couple of things to point out. I'll go back to the bottom left-hand corner. Guys, if you are brand new to what we do, or you are super fussy about your success rate, as I am, I can tell you I'm a super fussy trader. Guys, if that's the case, I want you to watch for dual market signals. Now, what we've actually got on the NASDAQ at this point in time, NASDAQ has sold down to the 76 fibs. Note the S&P 500 has sold down and got caught at the same Fibonacci's. So if you were trading dual markets, those dual markets, you would be looking for a buy signal on the S&P, and that would complement the buy signals that have just occurred on the NASDAQ. All right, now last time, guys, I'll put a note at the top of the screen here. Last time, because it was so volatile, guys, I turned off the Delta V1 and we only ran with the V2. All right, now today I've got both the V1 and V2 running. As again, we're back to relatively normal market volatility, so I can add indicators back on. It simply means we're just going to get more trade entries. Now, guys, down the bottom here for the FESX, guys, as a reference chart for basically everything that we're doing. As last time we were talking, like literally Thursday last week, I spoke to about watch for the lower low on the daily chart, watch for these guys to fly. Now, that's exactly what's occurred. We've got the daily low, turned around and flew back the other way. Now, interesting point, as at this point in time, got sell by, okay, so this stage, the sellers still own the stair step on the European markets. They still own the stair step. That means that if they do sell down, guys, it's going to be pretty impressive. The beauty of that is, so they do sell down, guys, and we get a lower low. We're looking for really, really long range buy signals. Now, those long range buys, those long range buy signals might roll over in preparation for post-Easter. All right, it looks like there's a lot of traders globally, guys, who've literally cruised up here again, and they're basically selling the market down in preparation for Easter. Now, that's a little bit of a tip if I can. Okay, a little bit of a tip. Can everybody see that for the last 3 days on the FDAX, they've all been positive days? So a lot of people that have bought the market for the last 3 days looking for a massive long range swing are highly likely to get out for the public holiday. Now, guys, as I said before, the reason they're going to get out before the public holiday is if a strange economic announcement such as a tariff change is made over the Easter weekend. Right? So if Trump decides he's going to try and outflank some of his enemies by doing some work over Easter, which he's famous for doing, as a lot of these institutional traders don't want to get caught on the wrong side of an unscheduled economic news announcement. Right? So that's why they'll be bailing. You'll see a lot of volume. There's a lot of volume coming, particularly to the US close, tomorrow morning. Now, I'm just checking for, again, scheduled news and unscheduled news. Let me just double check. I do this about 5 minutes before the gun goes, which is right where we are now. MJ, yeah, look, a lot of stuff can happen over Easter. It's obviously a very, very religious time for a number of people, but one of the fastest ways to offend those that are religious is to stop them being religious by doing silly things. So I'd suggest it'll be one of those Easters to remember, I suggest. Now, guys, we've got high impact news. So just so everybody's aware, we've got high impact news at 9:15 p.m. Tokyo tonight. So it's at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then we've got so 9:15 and 9:30, guys. So anybody that's trading the US pre-market or the US Open later tonight, just be aware you've got red flag news. I was heading into that. Now, as the numbers grow in the LTR, please be advised, guys, that as per the start of May, we will be running a US Open and US pre-market virtual trading room as well, guys, where everybody can get in, chat to each other. Guys, the US pre-market, US Open, one of the most profitable trading sessions in the world. So again, guys, as the company grows, we're increasing the number of LTR sessions so you guys can get in and trade with each other. And I think that's going to be, I think that's going to be hilarious. It goes down here to the weekly chart. We'll just have a quick look at where we're at. Okay, so this, again, post-Easter. As now, we did mention this last week for everybody. We've got these very, very strong buy points. So note that the market has just retraced back down into these buy points. Okay, now, we've still got a very, very large gap to close on the Europeans to the downside. So once they turn around and close that gap, even if they sell back down to those pink Fibonacci's, which are off the weekly chart, for those that don't know, pink comes off the weekly. As if we sell back down to these levels and test, particularly if we get under these levels over here on the left-hand side, guys, anything above basically 4,800 on the FESX, if we sell down, as the post-Easter rally into July is going to be hilarious, as if we don't get any geopolitical news kind of screwing that up. Now, on the daily chart, guys, again, it all comes down to stair step. So just double checking. At the moment, the sellers still own the stair step. So we're looking for short range shorts and long range longs. If we do sell down and create a lower low, guys, we're looking for long range longs. I personally think that's going to happen post-Easter. But again, we might be surprised. We might be surprised today. Okay, now one of the dangers with the European Open, guys, is we're basically trading into a 4-hour chart trade. Again, it all comes down to step. I know it's very simple, pure price movement stuff. Very simple. At this point in time, just double checking. Sellers own the step. So we're looking for buying base reversals, and they're a very long way from a buying base reversal. So what it means is the FESX 4-hour chart, guys, is not a danger for us today. It's very easy to see what these guys are doing. All right, so Fibonacci drawn down, guys and girls, to catch them on the way up. Okay, always. Yeah, okay, we know exactly what these guys are up to today, which is good fun. So down to the 15-minute chart, guys. 15-minute chart's probably one of the best complementary charts for what we do. So if you're a combination trader, you're looking for 15-minute chart trades, 60-minute chart trades, and you're actually executing on the 5-minute chart. So it allows us to get into larger chart trades with significantly less risk. And I do believe that's a very, very exciting place to be. All right, so we have, guys and girls, we have 2 minutes until the gun goes. Let me just have a quick look for the S&P traders. Okay, it just comes down to stair step. Otherwise, I don't want to be boring, but it's all about step. Okay, if the S&P 500 traders trade the opening candle or shortly after the opening candle, well, that's a stunning reversal just here. So if we were to sell down, guys, if the S&P 500 was to sell down and fail again at Fibonacci's, guys, along at 45.25. Now, many of you that trade the pre-market, you're already in on that long. So, guys, well done. But if you're not in on that long, guys, we might get a second chance at that one. For the NASDAQ, a reciprocal signal for those that trade the opening candle. There's actually a bunch of 3, right? Those 3 little tiny candles there. Whoops, wrong button. Okay, now what I do, guys, as we cruise in, just make sure you're connected to the right accounts, guys. If you're funded, then absolutely correct. If you're copy trading, then make sure you're copy trading correctly. Guys, I'm going to log into my Ninja Control Center, and I am going to save this workspace. Only because, guys, if we wig out, if the internet wigs out, I lose all of my work, and then I've got to go and do it again. For the FDAX traders, at this stage, we're going to wait for the opening candle. I was going to wait for the opening candle. Again, we're going to wait for that opening candle to go climactic. I'm very interested in that delta there. Whoopsie, very interested in that delta just there, right? That red one with a price of 543. So we'll just let the market open, guys, do what they need to do. The FDAX normally follows, guys, one of 6 price patterns. It always does it. Okay. If you're a Fibonacci reversal trader, guys, you're looking for a short on FDAX at 21,555. All right, so 21,555 if you trade the opening candle. Now, guys, if you do trade the opening candle, it can be a little bit, guys, it can be a little bit funky. So for the junior traders, you would be very, very careful about trading the opening candle. That's a 133 fib extension failure too. So for the FDAX traders who trade the opening candle, all right, so 21,555, you might wait 90 seconds, guys, depending on how you trade. You might wait 90 seconds. Okay. For the FDAX traders that trade the opening candle, you're also picking up a pre-market box reversal. Okay. Now, again, the technical entry for that, just let them push up again. If you're going to be a little bit careful, guys, if you're going to be careful on FDAX, the entry is here at 575. Okay. So if you trade a pre-market box reversal, you've got an entry setting up at 575. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to watch how far these candles go, because we don't want to carry too much risk on the trade. Now, our backup trade, so I'm just going to put here, our backup trade is there. What's my 15-minute chart doing? So it's a swing trigger long on the 15-minute chart. Okay, so again, let's watch your risk on this one. Guys, the risk at the moment is 5, 10, 15, 20. It's 25 points of risk. Guys, it's right on the cusp of our risk profile. So if so a couple of caveats, guys and girls, if you trade the opening candle, okay, and you're happy to carry 25 points worth of risk, it's now 25, 26, 27 points worth of risk. I'm just going to watch what the opening candle does, because if they don't get stuck real soon, okay, I don't want to go short, guys, in the last 90 seconds of the candle, right? So just watch the top right-hand corner there. Okay, just watch the top right-hand corner. This is a 200% fib extension failure off the dominant candle. That is, they've gone a very, I don't think that's a 15-minute Fibonacci. So if you're happy, you guys, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, it's almost 30 points of risk. Your stop loss would be outside the range of this current candle. If they go much higher, it's going to be too much risk for the majority of traders. Okay, so I'm happy where we're at the moment. I don't want to get filled in the last, I don't want to get filled in 25 seconds. So again, unless these sellers get absolutely abolished, like literally demolished, we're not interested in the sell. Okay, what are you guys up to? All right, so I'm going to bring my order down the screen. Guys, I don't need that at this point in time. Again, we're going to get into the last 90 seconds. Now, if you're an aggressive trader, you can leave your order on. I'm not an aggressive trader. In fact, for the NASDAQ, guys, you guys have you've gone in the opposite direction to what I anticipated, which is okay. Guys, you've come back up to that static bar reversal short just here. Okay, so that one just there. Okay, now some of you may have seen the buyers push up there and you may have gone short underneath that little static bar reversal. Can everybody see the -4 rating? You may have gone short underneath that candle, guys, if you know what you're doing at 580. If you've gone short at 580, that's going very well. Okay, for the FDAX traders, these guys are doing you are kidding, exactly what I was anticipating. So I'm not in this trade, as you can see. Guys, what I'm going to do is, again, because I don't enter in the last 90 seconds, if you have gone short, guys, if you have gone short at 575, if you have gone short at 575, then again, your first target, guys, your first target is 565. Well done, Dan. Yeah, you've taken the short. Well done. So that's a little bit unlucky for me. What I'm going to do, guys, I'm still thinking we've got long range shorts on. There's no question about that. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to move my order well out of the way. I may be picking on this backup trade over here, guys, at 543. What I need is this candle to close below the 50 fib. So I need to close below the 50 fib. If we don't do that, we're going back to Fibonacci. Okay, so again, here we go back to Fibonacci. If I get the buyers, guys, if I get the buyers on FDAX pushing back up to these Fibonacci's just here, okay, if we get pushed back up there, then I'm going to go short as a 76 Fibonacci trader. Don't you run without us, please. I just took my order off the screen. FDAX, what are you doing to me, sweetheart? Now, my backup trade, guys, my backup trade is this delta right here. So if I did get a little glance of buying above 543, I'm happy to go short at 543. Well done, MJ. Nice work. Okay, well done, well done. Oh, you picked up, right. So MJ has picked up that sell short. Now, I should have told you at the time, if we get a delta V2 short, which is the red diamond, just jump on the red diamond. In fact, that's a great example for our masterclass tonight. So one of the best ways, guys, to trade the V2 is you ultimately determine that a particular team is failing, then you simply just wait to join the other team. All right, now for the NASDAQ traders, at this stage, I need to see a little wince of buying, guys, on the FDAX. So if we do get an ounce of buying on the FDAX above 543, I want to be short at 543, but we've got to get the buyers above that first. All right, if these sellers, I'm going to take the order off the screen, guys, just in case we get a spike down. So my rules have kept me out of what is otherwise proven to be an absolutely perfect trade. So maybe I should have been a little bit more aggressive with that one. That's okay. That's okay. All right, where's my 133? All right, let's keep an eye on that. Okay. Now, guys, I say where's my 133 because typically what we do is we wait for a 161.8 fib failure and we enter at the 133. Now, as it turns out, strategy wins. Strategy wins. What are we doing? I think these guys are getting ready for a relatively heavy sell down. So we'll just let the FDAX do what it does. Guys, if you're short from the top of the jar, you've taken a beautiful trade. So again, for those that have gone short, brilliant. For those that are not in a trade yet, all right, so you see that the US traders are basically waiting for the FDAX traders to determine what they're doing. Okay, we'll give them. Now, guys, when we came into the brief this morning, I said long range shorts, right? Long range shorts and short range longs. This trade, the short trade here on the FDAX is going swimmingly to the downside. There's no doubt. So what we're going to do is what we're going to do for the FDAX traders. Again, if we get a really, really strong selling candle here on the FDAX, if we get a really strong selling candle, we're going to look to try and pity back off these red, these little red diamonds here. All right, we're going to try and pity back off those trades. The key with what we're seeing right now is the buyers own the stair step, so long range shorts are absolutely brilliant. Now for the NASDAQ and S&P 500, guys, the sellers own the stair step. So we've actually got the European markets and the US markets don't agree with each other. Europe is probably going to win this. Okay, Europe's probably going to win. Now, FDAX, come on. It's just not fair. I had the direction picked. I had the trade on. Literally just didn't meet one rule and I took my trade off. This would have been a very, very lovely trade short, but that's okay. We'll just wait for the next one. So guys, when you see the market gyrating like this, don't just push the sell button, guys, or the buy button. Just wait for the next trade. It's the beauty of it. We get so many trades that there shouldn't be an issue there. Now, the buyers, what have you got, guys? Buyers own the stair step, sellers stole it. Sellers own the stair step. We're looking for buying based longs. Right, so the American markets, guys, are disagreeing with Europe. That normally doesn't go very well for them. So let me just get rid of these Fibonacci's. Okay, I'm just watching, guys, just watching. The next trade, what have we got, around 22 seconds? The next trade, guys, that is likely to set up on the FDAX is a sell signal. Now, again, interesting point. If we sell down, guys, if the FDAX traders sell down, again down here to yesterday's high, we'd be actually looking for a buy. If they don't do that initially, we're looking for sells. That Delta V2, guys, that has just come on the screen at 495. If we get any more buying on this candle, the 495 short is a reasonable entry, right? 495 is reasonable. Okay, what I want is I want the buyers to push back up and give us an opportunity to get in on these higher deltas. So that one there, if we push well above that delta at 512, 512 is a relatively good entry. The backup, guys, the backup trade, guys, is at 495. Okay, so I'm going to have to do some Fibonacci here. It says buyers still own the stair step. Okay, 495, guys, as I do Fibonacci for you, 495 is a reasonable entry on the FDAX, guys. You're going to have a 5-point first target and risk control, and you're going to be trying to push it down here to the pre-bottom. Okay, now let me just have a look. Okay, I would love, guys, I would love the buyers to push back in here to give us more opportunity. That's what I'm looking for, like a really, really lovely retrace. Come on, I want you to get well above that delta. Okay, guys, we're now looking, here we go. All right, we're now looking at the higher delta, guys, up here at 520, right? So at 520. Now, this is only for those people, if you're a 520 trader, if we push even higher, guys, we're going to go for that one there at 526. Okay, absolutely brilliant. Let them go, let them go, let them go. We're rolling up the screen here. What we're doing is, guys, we're intentionally reducing our risk or reducing our potential risk, ideally reducing our potential return. If we did get higher, as I'm just watching the Nazi as well, if we do get higher, I know I've been filled already. If we do get higher, guys, we want that delta right there. All right, now, guys, I'm in on the higher delta. Okay, I'm out on all contracts, all targets. Guys, if you're in the first delta at 526, I got filled at 525. It's just pasted all of my targets, guys. So I'm out on that one. Again, I was being a little bit selfish. That's not a long duration trade, that one. I was waiting for these guys to come back up, test a pivot. Again, I didn't even get a chance to extend my targets out. Now, again, NASDAQ traders, guys, you've come back to that -4 rated static bar reversal. So you guys watching that, you've gone short at 580. We spoke about, okay, good. We spoke of that a little bit earlier. We spoke about the short, guys, on the NASDAQ at 580. If you've gone short at 580, guys, your first target is 575, which is a 20-tick first target. You would have been somebody, guys, that trades static bar reversals, right? If you trade static bar reversals, well done, you're short. Ahmed, sorry, guys, the Ahmed traders, you guys have got a complimentary trade on the S&P 500 as well, please. Okay, so you've got exactly the same formation. Guys, I wanted to get we're talking today about long range shorts. I wanted to get my second target on an FDAX and extend it out. You just saw that then. My target got absolutely annihilated. That's a $420 US trade. So if you've taken, guys, if you've gone short on the FDAX, again, I went for 5s and 10s, smashed my target very, very fast. As if I was quick enough, I would have actually moved my target from 10 down to 20 and obviously made a larger trade. All right, no doubt about that. Now, we're in the last 90 seconds, guys. At this stage, the buyers own the stair step on the FDAX, so we're still looking for selling-based shorts. We're not going to enter a new trade in the last 90 seconds. All right, so we're not entering a new trade in the last 90 seconds. If we do get above, guys, if we do get above this current candle, again, we can pity back off that little selling delta over there at 535. We can again, in the new candle, we can nail this one again, guys, at 526, but not in the last 90 seconds, please. Okay, now NASDAQ and S&P 500, FES6 stuck in 50 and pre-bottom. Yeah, MJ, absolutely spot on the mark. So what we're looking at, guys, we're looking for another sell on the FDAX. We're looking for a complementary sell on the NASDAQ. Now, I've got the NASDAQ trading back up, guys, into very, very obvious Fibonacci's. Okay, there's no doubt about that. Again, I don't want to go short, guys, on the NASDAQ. If you're not short already, then we're waiting for this candle to close and we're looking for a double failure reversal off these 76s. FDAX, you're looking for a higher high, so you want the buyers to push back above this candle, and we're looking for, again, you can see the shorts on the screen. Don't you run without us again, FDAX, please. Don't you run without us. Okay, NASDAQ. Okay, do I have anybody, guys, that's picked up this static bar reversal short we spoke about earlier with the -4 rating? Is anybody on that trade? You may have also, guys, taken the 76 fib reversal. Either way, you've got, now we spoke about this earlier, guys. Okay, I said, if you're going to be fussy today, watch for dual market signals. What's just occurred on the S&P and NASDAQ is we picked up dual 76 Fibonacci failures on both markets. All right, so that being the case, some of you are long off the 50, which is brilliant. Others are looking for shorts. So what we need for the NASDAQ here, guys, is we need a higher high, right? If you haven't gone short in the previous candle and gone through your target, guys, we're looking for a higher high. Okay, looking for a higher high. And then we're looking to go short off those 76 fibs if you are a Fibonacci trader. Okay, now for the FDAX, at this stage, again, it's all about stair step. I don't want to sound old-fashioned, but buyers own the stair step. We're looking for selling-based reversals. If I get the buyers pushing back up, guys, towards the 50 of the day, guys, we're looking for a short. Now, this is OSR stuff, guys. We're navigating right into the OSR region. What it means is if these sellers sell down on the FDAX, guys, if they sell down on the FDAX and touch yesterday's high, we're looking for a long going back the other way at 490. That's what these guys are shying away from at this point in time. Let me just give you another Fibonacci there. All right, let's get rid of this one. NASDAQ, you're watching for a higher high, all right, which you now have. So the NASDAQ traders, guys, if you trade off the 76 fibs, you're looking for a short. Just watch how far they can go, please. Okay, for the really, really knowledgeable traders, guys, you're looking for a short underneath the 88.6 at 595 on NASDAQ. All right, so exactly 595. Guys, if you are going to go short at 595, guys, your risk control point, and we just have a quick look. Your risk control point is that arrowhead right there. Now, at this stage, guys, we don't want to go short in the last 90 seconds. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So less than 30 ticks at risk. Guys, less than 30 ticks at risk. We've got a risk control point of 14 ticks, all right? 1, 4. A risk control point of 14. 1, 4. FDAX never sold down. Nice. So, well, okay. These guys have gone a little bit cray-cray. This looks to be unexpected news, guys. So just hold on one sec. All right. So no one's been picked up in the short trade for pretty obvious reasons. Yeah. Okay. This is unexpected news. So everyone just chill out for a moment. Unless you trade very aggressively, I wouldn't touch a button at this point in time. Just wait for these guys to to sort out what they're doing, please. Someone has just come and said something because all of the markets have responded. This is all the algorithmic trading responding. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to wait for this candle to close. For the NASDAQ traders, we're going to be targeting those red diamond deltas after the candle closes. FDAX, man, they've just come and filled the higher. They've just come and filled the higher trade. Just let them go nuts, guys. This is obviously unexpected. No, that's okay. They can do whatever they want. Let me double check what it is. Okay, I'm just waiting for a news update, guys. I haven't even had blurbs go off, like literally the news alerts go off. There's talk about central bank currencies being dumped. That's a very interesting topic going into the Easter weekend. Okay, we're just gonna let these guys work their way out. So what we're going to be setting up, guys, is we're going to be setting up climactic reversals on both US markets. Well done, Dan. We're going to be setting up, guys, are going to be setting up climactic reversals on both US markets simultaneously. So a climactic reversal, guys, wait for these guys to burn out their volume. Okay, which is what's occurring right now. Okay, for the S&P 500 traders, guys, you're watching for the buyers to push up and fail at Fibonacci. Guys, and then we're looking for a red diamond delta. All right, so everybody's carrying out the same drill. FDAX, if the buyers push up, you guys are going to pick up that delta short at 543. Now, everybody on the NASDAQ, I see these red diamond deltas here. You're waiting for the buyers to push up, fail at Fibonacci, then you're pressing the sell button only if you can hold the risk. All right, so drawing Fibonacci down in order to catch them on the way up. Okay. So guys, note that the news was US centric because the US markets have panicked. S&P, you've gone far enough up to sell, guys. You've gone far enough up to sell. Ideally, you'd be looking to sell, guys, at 62.75. Now, that's only for the S&P 500 traders that can hold the risk. Guys, if you're going to go short, it's 362.75. Guys, your first target is 61.75. So your first target is 61.75, and then you're just going to use literally sequential 4-tick targets the whole way down. NASDAQ, again, as I took my eye off the NASDAQ for a moment. If you have gone short on either of those red deltas just there, on either of those deltas, as clearly it's gone very, very well. If you're waiting for more of a buyer retrace in order to sell, then that's okay as well. This is a news-inspired move in the market. Guys, we've got to be careful that, again, we don't get caught on the wrong side of it. If the NASDAQ does sell down, guys, it's going to sell down to here. Okay, it's going to sell down to here. Ahmed, you traded off the 76s. Okay, so the purple 76s we drew on from before. Okay, well done. So if you've gone short there, guys, again, this is classic Delta Masterclass tonight. So, mate, if you bought the market up, failed at Fibonacci, if you picked up that delta short at 366 or that delta short, that's an amazing trade. Amazing trade. Dan, you got a 10 and a 20 off the climactic reversal. Well done. Okay, well done. Now, guys, when the market goes nuts like that, it's okay. Just wait for the candle to turn climactic. Just wait for it to turn climactic and then look for a valid trade. You're better off waiting for the buyers to push into the market and fail, and then you pick up a delta that was created on the previous candle and just sell the market down. So either way, guys, if you can hold the risk on the S&P 500, then well done. You've gone short. It's obviously gone way beyond its first, second, third, and fourth target. All right, so well done if that is your trade. For the NASDAQ traders, guys, again, if you can hold the risk, you've gone short. That's gone well. FDAX. Again, guys, I wanted to get this delta over here on the left-hand side. That's the one we were speaking about in the pre-brief. Some of you may have gone short on that one at 543. If you have, it's obviously gone a very, very long way. It's a very, very long way to target. There's no question about that. Ahmed, you are under the 76. You are under the 76 Fibonacci's. Okay, so on the S&P 500. Okay, you were sitting on those purple ones just there. Okay, brilliant. Okay, absolutely brilliant. Okay, now at the moment, guys, on the NASDAQ, we've got, S&P 500, I should say. We've got a very, very climactic 15-minute chart candle. Let me just have a look. 60-minute chart for the NASDAQ is not climactic yet. Guys, not climactic yet. What we're ultimately looking for is for the FDAX traders, 1 minute and 10 seconds to go. If we close under the 50 fib of the day, we close under the 50 fib of the day, and then the buyers push back up again, we're looking to go short. All right, so we're looking to go short. Perfect, mate. Perfect, perfect. Let me just double check. Yeah, okay. So my purple fib, mate, my purple fib there. Okay, that's off the 60-minute chart. A lot of people would argue that's also a 4-hour. That's also a 4-hour fib. All right, so well done, mate. Beautiful pickup. Okay, so again, awesome little trade. Well done. Now, for those that haven't taken a trade, guys, if you haven't taken a trade yet, let me just double check. Oh, so guys, interesting, if I can, day before Easter, there's more than 52 traders in the session at the moment, which is very exciting. So even though we've got a lot of our big traders away for Easter, guys, we've got more than 50 in the session. So if you've got any questions at all, now is a really good time to ask. Now is a very, very good time to ask, and we will we'll just wait for this candle to close. As we're basically looking at, again, FDAX, you guys are over the 50 fib of the day, right? So what that means is you guys are now looking for buying to sell underneath, okay, underneath these 76 fibs. If they do buy back up and they can't get to those 76 fibs, guys, you're looking at this delta over here at 543. Now, I've got to take my eye off the FDAX, guys, for the NASDAQ. So you guys know exactly what you're doing there. We're not looking for longs, guys. We're looking for shorts, right? So we're looking for shorts on FDAX. Again, if they cruise back up here, guys, if they cruise back up here, we may get a pre-market box reversal. As for the 76 fib traders, these guys have gone high enough on the FDAX for a short at 21555. If you are a 76 fib reversal trader, if you are going to go short, guys, at 21555, your first target and risk control point is 550. All right, so if you have gone short, guys, at 21555, your first target, guys, is 550. So you're on your first FDAX target now. Guys, you're on your first FDAX target now. If they do start to sell down, guys, your second target is 545. Some of you will be eyeing off the delta at 543. Guys, if you're going to go short at 543, your risk control point is 538. All right, so you guys on FDAX, volatility is high, but we're using a tight risk control point because we still don't know what these guys want to do. So if you are short, guys, if you are short on the FDAX, if you are a Fibonacci-based trader, right, you're short at 555. Your first and second targets are out, guys. You've got no risk on your long-range targets, please. Now, for the NASDAQ traders, guys, I'm looking for a higher high. I've got exactly what I need, guys, on the S&P 500. So some of you may have picked up that delta short, guys, at 5366, or that delta short at 65.75. Now, I've taken my eye off the FDAX, guys, for a moment. So if you're under that 76 as a really, really lovely trade, okay, well done. Well done, well done, well done. For the NASDAQ traders, I want a higher high, guys, which I don't have yet. S&P, you may have got a higher high underneath that purple 76. So you may have gone short, guys, at 5366. FDAX, if you went short at 555, guys, you've gone through your first and second targets. Again, if we get now even more buying coming through, we're looking for the same short again. I was looking at the same short again. Again, I really want to see the buyers push their head up, guys. I need that. There we go. The buyers just got their heads knocked off again. So, guys, the delta short at 543, nice, for a 5-point first target and risk control point is valid because the buyers still own the stair step. The better trade is underneath those 76 fibs at 21555. NASDAQ, I don't have a higher high yet. Lockie, where would you enter NQ after the higher high? Mark, I'm targeting, all right, see those little double deltas there? If I got a higher high, mate, get 19, so 619 is nicely in the middle of those deltas there. I'm looking for the higher high because I want the buyers, like the FDAX has just done, I want the buyers to stick their head up and I want it to get knocked off. It's not very friendly, but that's what I'm looking for. We are in the last 90 seconds, guys. We are in the last 90 seconds. So we're going to just tread carefully, guys, tread carefully. FDAX, I'm keeping a very close eye on your volume. So for those that don't normally trade with us, FDAX, we start to get concerned around the 250, 260 mark. Guys, at the moment, it's 121. Okay, so one of the dangers of trading just before Easter is the Europeans go on Easter early. At the moment, they haven't, but they're thinking about it. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. This is why we wait. This is why we wait. Now, S&P 500. All right, some of you have gone short already and been paid, which is good. Let me just see what these guys are up to. All right, so we're back into the larger chart Fibonacci's, guys, these purple ones. Perfect, mate. All right, so for the NASDAQ traders, guys, again, we're going to wait for this candle to close. I'm just watching what the FESX is doing. Just let me watch. I don't want the FESX to get out of its box. That's what I'm looking for. So for the NASDAQ traders, Guys, let's just wait for the candle to close. That is a very serious buying signal there. All right. So the NASDAQ has produced a buy signal for us, guys and girls, with too much risk, like full stop, end of story, too much risk. Wow. Way too much risk. So again, the risk, guys, just to quantify that, the risk is about 140 ticks to the high side. We don't take risk of more than sort of 40 to 50. So I'll draw the box on. Nice, our little risk box on. Sort of the risk, we don't really want to go over that at the moment. The buyers have given us a candle which is completely out of character with the rest of the market. So what I'm suggesting, guys, we're far better off to be short than long. There's no question about that. So again, for the NASDAQ traders, what we're ultimately looking for, guys, is we want a short, not a long. Yeah, exactly right. That's why we want to be short, not long. So whoever said that, MJ, well done. The FESX has stopped at its pre-market box. So FDAX, again, we want to be short everywhere we possibly can be. What we've got to keep an eye on for the FDAX traders is your volume, guys, is now below 150. So that means the institutional traders don't agree with the direction of the market. So they're pulling their orders. They're not interested. Now, one thing about futures, guys, which is really exciting, that's the actual executed order. It's not all the ghost orders. It's called fluffing. So when the brokers fluff into the market, put fake orders in and then pull them out. Some people call it fluffing. There's another name. There's a technical name for it. It's basically lying, but no one can lie to us as futures traders. So at the moment, guys, what this drop in volume means is the instos, right, don't agree with the direction of the market. So they're currently arguing with each other as to what direction we're going to go. Now for the NASDAQ, guys, these V2 deltas here, the orange ones or red ones on your screen, guys, are valid if you can hold the risk. Now, the key with holding the risk on the trade, guys, is you would need to hold the trade for the close of this candle or 20 ticks, right? So if you're short on these deltas, guys, so again, we want to be short, not long. If you're short on the deltas, guys, let me just give you a first target and risk control point. On the top delta there is the red one. Okay, so again, a 20-tick target for junior traders. Guys, a 20-tick target is really sexy. Okay, so really, really, really sexy. That is a 20-tick box just there. Guys, that's a 20-tick box. There's no counter Fibonacci against that. So what it means is if you are short, guys, on that delta or that delta or that delta, your first target and risk control point is 20 ticks. Now, please be advised, guys, your risk is more than 20 ticks. All right, so boom, straight through. If you've gone short on any of these deltas, guys, they've already gone through their 20-tick target and their risk control point. This may roll over into a far larger, longer range reversal. Okay, it may do that, guys, it may do that. But we need both US markets to agree, and the S&P agreement will come from a close underneath that purple 76.8. So if we do close under, guys, in 1 minute and 20 seconds, if we close under that 76.8, that purple one right there, then you guys are once again, you're looking at the 3 delta trades underneath that as a potential S&P 500 entry. All right, now, for those that are short on NASDAQ, I want you guys to go for a 20-tick first target. Then we're going to see how much money we can make. But I don't want you holding risk in case these guys are not ready to reverse yet. But I have a sneaking suspicion that's going to be a 4-point turning bar on FDAX. It can certainly be a 4-point turning bar on FESX. Guys, if we do get a 4-point turning bar, which is a mathematical algorithm, if we get that on the FESX, guys, everything's going to sell. Now, we haven't got that signal yet, but we're staring down the barrel of it very, very quickly. All right, so for those on the NASDAQ, if you're advanced at what you do, guys, this is an out of context candle straight into, again, these Fibonacci's here. So the buyers have tried to gap the market up. kind of got very, very close to tagging that 88.6. We know we can't go up. We know we can only go down, guys. And if you were smart enough or fast enough on any of these three deltas, if that's what you do, guys, then you've obviously gone really, really nicely. Now for the FDAX, buyers own the stair step. Right, so what we're looking for, so we don't have 4-point turning bars, guys. We do on the FDAX, we don't have on the FESX. So what we want on FDAX, guys, what we want for the FDAX traders is a retracement back up to the 50 fib. Guys, don't you run without us. A retracement up to the 50 fib. Okay, retracement up to the 50 fib and a short, guys, would be absolutely incredible for the FDAX traders. That would be like dream come true stuff. Now, NASDAQ. So they're jumping again, guys. This is unexpected news coming out again. Okay, so let me just go and check what it is. Long story short. Guys, long story short, if you've sold the market, guys, on any of those three deltas, it's clearly gone way beyond, way beyond its profit target. S&P 500, you guys have closed under the 76.8, allowing you to trade these three deltas over here on the left-hand side. Every one of them has gone at least 4s, 8s, and 12s. All right. So if you're an S&P 500 trader and you were waiting for that, absolutely brilliant. Now, again, for the NASDAQ traders, what we're ultimately looking for is a 20 tick target and whatever we can get our hands on. So 20, 50, 20, 60, 20, and 100, something along those lines. Or, guys, if you're brand new to trading, just a 20 tick target, $100, you're done. Come back tomorrow. We just do the same thing over and over and over and over again. Now we're 35 minutes into the session. Normally by this point in time, we've picked up a couple of good little trades. Okay, just hold on 1 second for me. Okay, right, I'm back. So, guys, at this point in time, I want to be short on the FDAX. Guys, if we get a brand new Delta V2 short, that would be absolutely amazing. Yeah, short on the FDAX. Guys, I want to be short. Did I say I want to be short everywhere? Did I say that? I want to be short everywhere. I just need the S&P and NASDAQ to agree with each other. That's really important. Here we go. Okay. For the first time, guys, first time in this trading session, the sellers own the stair step on FDAX. So this is, I think they're about to get very, very serious. Guys, those Delta V2s, see that triple cluster of V2s on NASDAQ? They are valid if you can hold the risk. So they are valid sells, guys, if you can hold the risk. Okay, so again, we would be looking for a 20 tick first target and risk control point. All right, now I would want that, the bottom of that box, absolutely annihilated if you're a junior trader and you're short. I'd suggest this is the turning point in the market. Okay, now again, the risk on the trade, guys, the risk on the trade is around 50 ticks. All right, the risk on the trade's around 50. If we do get the buyers pushing back like this, guys, and the sellers sell back down again, they'll normally crash through all of the buying resistance. They normally will crash through that. Okay, what the buyers are doing is they're trying to defend, again, the 50 Fibonacci of the dominant candle. That's what they're ultimately doing. For the FDAX, guys, we're not going to go long in the last 90 seconds. What does it ultimately mean? As for the FDAX traders, again, we're not going to go long. If we sell below the R1 and the pre-bottom and we stay below that, guys, then again, selling the market will prove to be absolutely phenomenal. If the FESX gets below its pre-market box, guys, then the sellers are going to go very, very well to the downside. Okay, very well to the downside. Again, we've just got to watch the volume on the FDAX, guys. If we get back into the low 200s, then we've basically got to pull away. I'd suggest that the volume on FDAX is going to climb significantly, guys, particularly if we get below this R1 and pre-bottom. Okay, now, for the NASDAQ traders, guys, the sellers are going to absolutely pound the target on those shorts. All right, now absolutely pound it. Now, flip side, guys, if you are short on any of these deltas, okay, your risk control point, first target, guys, risk control point and first target, guys, is 18,600. That's about to get absolutely destroyed, I would suggest. Go on, go down, Sweet Pea. Off you go. Wow, FDAX, brilliant. I'm just watching the NASDAQ, guys. So the NASDAQ should continue, right? You're straight through your 20-tick target for the NASDAQ traders. FDAX, again, guys, the only thing I can give you are shorts. So FDAX, if you can hold the risk, the Delta V2 short, guys, the Delta V2 short at 427 is valid. If anybody is short, guys, on the NASDAQ, you may be short for 20s and 50s. If you're short on that one, those three deltas there, you've obviously gone through 20s, you've gone through 30s, you haven't quite got to 50s yet. I do think it's probably going to try and cruise down, okay, to this black line just here. The danger zone, guys, is this black line plus a little bit. So don't be surprised if you're short on these deltas. Don't be surprised if the NASDAQ sells 10, 20, 30. It'll sell around about 43, 44 ticks and get stuck. Steve, how are you? How are you? So if you're short on these deltas, guys, again, we've got a 20-tick first target. It's obviously gone way beyond that. We've controlled our risk on long-range targets as we do, and it's decided it doesn't want to go as far just yet. Okay, for the FDAX traders, there's going to be two scenarios that occur. Again, first scenario is these guys push back up. Guys, again, if they were to push back up, guys, I want them to push back up to around here. Guys, around my black line would be amazing. They can push up to Fibonacci on this current candle. Okay, they can push up to Fibonacci on the current candle. They're just getting there. If these buyers push up, guys, and fail very, very badly, which at this point in time, it looks like they are, there is a valid delta short at 427. Right? There's a valid delta short at 427. Again, how do we interpret this? If these guys absolutely slam the market before the last 90 seconds, then we're good to go short. Right?
I've got that into a 50-minute extension that Daxi. It is just at the 133.
Boom, boom, boom. Yep. Okay, let me just go and comment with Damsey in
or a 5-minute, might be a 5-minute actually. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, 5-minute.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So Damsey guys in downtown Sydney. So great to have you in the LTR. It's very, very talented trader. Now, what I would suggest, guys, at this stage for the new traders, we are looking at swing triggers to the high side. So the buyers still own the stair step. Right. So let's get ready for a swing trigger. Right? So for those that don't know, a swing trigger is A, B with the anticipation of C. Okay, that's what we're getting at the moment. Again, the enemy to a swing trigger, guys, is the 50 fib of the micro trend, which at this point in time is going to run from there to there. Okay, so at this stage, guys, we are going to pick up a swing trigger long on both American markets simultaneously. Now, speaking of that, guys, did anybody take these deltas short once we pushed back up, failed, and came back down again? So we've actually, for the S&P 500 traders, we've had two cracks at exactly the same signal. Jiz, thank you, mate. Spot on the mark. Right, so for the that's a 2x on that one. So Ahmed, guys, grabbed that the first time through. Ahmed, did you get that the second time through as well? Did you get that the second time through? You may have, and if you have, mate, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Well, so note, we were waiting to sell here, guys. We just had to wait for the buyers to push up and fail. As it turns out, they've done that perfectly. Now, 56 seconds to go until there's a potential swing trigger. FDAX, guys, the short. I've got a short at 427. It's still valid. Guys, it's still valid. Now, if you're going to go short, guys, if you're going to go short at 427, I would really like this candle to close like it is. I'd really love it to close. That would be fantastic. This is a massive non-event by both the buyers and the sellers. What I'm going to look for, guys, on FDAX is I'm looking for the FESX to close under the pre-bottom. Okay, looking for them to close under the pre-bottom. Again, as what I'd love to see for the FDAX traders, we're just approaching the last 15 minutes. So volume is actually returning now. So the instos have decided they're happy with the sell as opposed to the buy, which we kind of predicted, which is good. As what I want to see is a little bit of buying. So I want to see a little bit of buying on the FDAX. I want to see the buying get smacked really hard. All right, so let these buyers push in a little bit. You want them to be demoralized very fast. All right, so just keep an eye on that. For the NASDAQ traders, guys, in order to trade a swing trigger, now just don't put your order on just yet. Guys, your entry is at 12.50, so 12.5. I need the sellers to sell first. I need the sellers to sell first and the buyers to slaughter them. Okay, so now I've got a sell down. Okay, so if you want to trade, guys, it's on at 612.50. So 612.50. It is clearly a buy signal, as your risk control point is 615. All right, so risk control point is here at 615. Now, again, if you're long, guys, if you're long on the NASDAQ, guys, at 12.50, so 12.50, it is a swing trigger. Now, this is only for those people that trade swing triggers. Guys, again, not everybody trades swing triggers. We are in the last 15 minutes, guys, which again, some people also don't like the last 15 minutes. I would suggest, guys, with the buyers coming in, Fibonacci says your risk control point is 617. I'm saying it's 615. So we're back at 615 again. Guys, we're back at 615. My first target on this NASDAQ trade, guys, would be 10 ticks. So my first target is 10 ticks. And then I'm going to try and go for a longer range target. But I would certainly, as if we push back anywhere near the 10 tick mark again, I would make sure I had no risk on the trade. So I'm keeping a very close eye on this one. So we've been to that level twice already, guys and girls. We've been to 615, which is the risk control level, twice. Okay, this is why we've got to be very, very careful. Very, very careful with swing triggers. Okay. Now, let me just see what they're doing. FDAX is actually buying quite nicely. Plus 20 long. Okay, well done, mate. Well done, well done, well done. Okay, so one of the traders has gone long off that little black diamond delta there. Okay, at the moment, guys, the buyers are very, very strong, but they need to impress very quickly. All right, so for this one here, yeah, guys, so if you've gone long on the swing trigger, guys, again, with the worst case scenario, you've been filled at 12.5. All right, it's already gone through its 10 tick target and its first risk control point. So again, if we get anywhere near that level again, guys, please, please, please make sure you've got nothing at risk on the trade. All right, so we're coming through to a no risk point. So just hold on one sec, let them come through. Okay, I'm keeping a very close eye on that 76.12. Right, no risk on NASDAQ, please. All right, so no risk on NASDAQ for all traders. Now, the experienced, super experienced traders, guys, you can carry a bit of risk if you want to. Junior traders, please don't carry any risk on this trade. Okay, now this could end up, these buyers could end up getting ambushed by the sellers. Okay, now if they get ambushed by the sellers, normally the ambush occurs here. Okay, so now we're finally pushing. All right, good. So no risk, guys. 20 tick first target, please. Or if you're being careful, your first target is 10, your second target is 50, but that one has gone 20 ticks quite happily. Okay, so we've got Mark got ATM'd. Okay, Mark got ATM'd. Okay, how did you go? Okay, right. So my wife got ATM'd as well on that one. So Mark, you're not the only one. Okay, ATM didn't profit. All right. The guys, Akito is trading with me today, as almost happens almost always. Okay, So at this stage, guys, the FDAX, I was about to say, guys, if we buy up higher, we're looking to short underneath. Look at this, guys. Remember I drew this line on and said if the buyers get anywhere near that and fail, we want to be short. They've come and picked up that little red diamond delta there. Oh, Damsey, just speaking of that, did you get the OSR stuff? Young Damsey, did you get that? So at this stage, the buyers have bought back up, most to what we refer to as the OSR, failed very badly. Again, if I was paying attention or better attention to the FDAX, I would have sent everybody short there. And guys, that's absolutely stunning trade. Now, we're in the last 15 minutes, guys. This is normally when the market starts to muck around and pre-position for the turn of the hour trade. Okay, so again, turn of the hour traders. Can just hold on one sec. Hold on one sec. Okay, so what we're doing, guys, again, for the FDAX traders, we don't normally trade, guys, in the last 15 minutes. We're looking for pivot-based reversals or pivot-based trades. And guess what that was right there? That was a pivot-based short. Again, that little delta, I should have said if they bought back to the black line, we need to sell that delta. But I missed it. I do apologize. I tried to explain it. I tried to explain it a little bit better, but that's all right. Now the delta down here, guys, the delta down here at the bottom of the chart is still valid. May I suggest we're probably better off trading it. It's a short at 427. We might be better off trading it inside the new hour. It is valid, but the risk is now a little bit crazy, and it's in the last 15 minutes, guys, which you've got to be careful of. So at this stage, guys, we got a long on the NASDAQ, but most traders, including Akito, got ATMs. So most traders got ATMs. So we'll just call that a scrub trade. That's okay. The lower low, guys, the lower low that just occurred on NASDAQ has actually reset the static bar reversal. Reset the swing trigger again. All right, so buyers now in the stair step on NASDAQ. We're looking for selling. We're looking for shorts, guys, inside the new hour, which would be absolutely brilliant. NQ, Rowdy, you got 11 and 6. Well done, well done, well done, well done. Okay. Now, guys, if you do want to come to that, Delta Masterclass tonight, I'm basically going to pull apart the charts from tonight and talk about why we did what we did. But ultimately, guys, I'm going to rewind back to some of the earlier trading sessions this week, guys, and show you exactly why we would have done what we've done. Now, interesting point, guys, FDAX has just given us a swing trigger short. All right, so that's AB with the anticipation of C. Okay, so exactly the opposite is what we got on the NASDAQ has just occurred. So if you're a relatively aggressive delta trader, guys, that little red diamond delta there is valid. That one is also valid. This one down here is also valid. Right? So again, all of these signals are valid. We're just in the last 15 minutes. We've got to be a little bit careful now. Right? A little bit careful. So guys, what have we got? Around about, say, 7 minutes until the hour turns. At this stage, careful traders, masterclass link. Dan, mate, I put it in the chat before. Let me see if it is still there. Boom. Guys, if you do want to come to the masterclass, please, please, please do not be shy. It is completely free. It's now tomorrow night in the LTR. Guys, tomorrow night in the LTR. Guys, because we've got no European data tomorrow, I'm actually running another class, guys, off the back of the Delta class tonight. So guys, if you are around, I know it is Easter Friday. There are some people that can't be in the charts. But guys, if you are around, I'm going to run another class for you tomorrow on, again, how to read the market, how pure price movement, sort of combines in with what we're doing. Because ultimately, everything we're doing, guys, is pure price movement trading. We've just got a very, very mathematical way of pulling it apart. And the reason being is that basically the markets are based on mathematics, even though they're driven by human emotion. It's all based on mathematics. And the beauty of that is we can read the maths of the market very easy. Yeah, Cole, I understand you won't be available, mate. So that's all right. That's all right. Now, guys, at this stage, no new trades anywhere, please. So no new trades anywhere. We are waiting for the hour turn. Again, if the FESX down the bottom here, guys, if the FESX gets back inside its pre-bottom, then we're looking for longs on the European markets. Dan, so 2 more filters is the answer. So the difference between the V1 and the V2 is the V1 has got a set number of filters. The V2's got more filters. That's why we use it for primarily for reversing. The V2 is very, very good at effectively finding buyer fatigue. So say, for example, here, again, this candle here, way too big for us. So what we did is we basically waited for these selling deltas to come through and said, well, you know what, we can't go down, we can only go short. And obviously anybody that got any of those deltas, you've gone well. So it's, yeah, so it's a mathematical algorithm, and it's basically just designed to hunt banks, and they're very, very predictable. Yes, correct, Dan. So guys, Dan's question, a really good question. I was going to go through it tonight. I might as well answer it now as well. To get a V2 on your screen, the charts have got to do more work to give you that signal. Okay, they've got to, now, we always trade the delta, guys, in cahoots with the pure price movement and the technical analysis. So all of that stuff is still present. We've just got a cheat code that allows us to get in faster and smarter than other traders. That's why we do what we do. Yeah, Kev, 100%. That's, yeah, default settings. I've just changed mine to black. I've just changed these ones to black, just because sometimes if they're green, they camouflage in on the green candles, and I want black. Black's good fun. So I can run through those default settings for you tonight, Kev, if you'd like. It's very, very easy to do. And guys, and also one of the reasons we're doing tonight, very, very quickly right at the start, guys, I've got people asking me about the advanced trading course in Bali that's going to go on for 6 days in November. So we've got people that are wanting to book flights for that while the flights are so cheap. So I'm going to mention the dates again, a little bit more about that. The official launch, guys, is not to the end of the month, but I'm happy to give you a little bit of information, guys, on what that looks like. But it's basically 6 days. 6 days working with the team, and I will be there with bells on. Short of World War III, I will be there with bells on. So if you want to come and work one-on-one, we're good to rock and roll. Cole, we are literally, guys, this is, you might be able to see, Cole's question is a very good question. This is the Widowmaker candle. So can everybody see I've got that little purple sign above here? That's a little caution sign. You can make it bigger. You can make it bigger, guys, if you want to. But what I would not be doing at this point in time, I would not be taking a new trade anywhere, because this is where the institutional traders will come in position on the 60-minute chart. At this stage, I would suggest the FDAX is going to buy first and then sell hard. Now, again, guys, what we're looking for on the FDAX, again, we're not entering now. These sell signals, again, are still valid. Oh, so here they go. All the sell signals are still valid. We've just got to be very, very careful. It's about the last 60 seconds. Let me just grab, I'm just going to refresh my news, because you see the markets, you see the candle starting to twitch now. Mate, at this stage, Fred is going to Bali. So Fred is going to Bali. Worst case scenario, he's presenting over the internet, but he is talking about coming to Bali, yes. Which I think would be amazing. So it's Fred, Tim, Lockie, not that I'm a highlight, but Fred, Tim, Lockie, Cody's going to be there as well. So again, Cody lives in Bali, which is going to be brilliant. Another very talented trader, Johnny Lowtide, is in Bali. Very good fun. So guys, again, if you want to work, guys, if you want to work one-on-one with one of the team members, again, I'm not going to sell you into the program, but if you want to work one-on-one with one of the team members, please give Bali consideration. We've got 6 days together. Some people are flying in early and also flying out late. Okay, so it's actually going to be quite good fun. If you want to work one-on-one with us, just come and have a sandwich and work one-on-one. I think it's hilarious, guys. I wish I could have done that when I was a young trader. Yes, Dan, go crazy. Yes. You're allowed to misbehave, guys. When I'm not teaching you, you can go and misbehave if you want to. Or you can sit by the pool and we talk trading. It's up to you. That's up to you. So 20 seconds, guys, 20 seconds until the gun goes on the new hour. At this stage, for the DAX traders, okay, let me just do some work for you guys. All right, just let the new hour come through. Just let it come through. They'll be really, really jumpy, as they always are. So just let them jump around a little bit. FDAX. Just let them go, guys. Let them go. We'll just assess that as they sort out what they're doing in the new hour. Anything short on the FDAX, guys, if these guys buy inside the new hour and get caught at Fibonacci, absolutely wonderful. At the moment, guys, the NASDAQ is trying to sell back into the 50 fib of the micro trend. We've got to be very, very careful of that. Right, see that static bar reversals assuming a close, which we're not going to do. Let's have a look. Yeah, 21400, 21400, 21400, 21400. What have I got there? Yeah, I've got that green. I see. Remember when we came in, guys, came into the briefing, I said it looks like the Europeans are playing a 4-hour chart game, whereas the Americans are playing a 60-minute chart game. See where the FDAX just got caught at a 4-hour 78.6. Right, so we know we know what game they're playing. It's a 4-hour game, which is okay. So buyers have shown, guys, if you do need a selling delta, guys, we can go short at 405, provided your first target on the FDAX is at 400. Right, so we can go short at 405, provided your first target is 400. We also must get a fib retracement. We must get a fib retracement like we just got. The buyers must push up, fail, and then pick up the shorts. Now, they may move very quickly here. Very, very quickly. Now, for the NASDAQ traders, NASDAQ traders, we're looking at complementary signals. They've just sold down and bloody failed at that 76 Fibonacci. That really annoys me. Hold on one sec. Have we got complementary? We don't. We don't have complementary trades. Okay, hold on one sec. Get rid of this. I say annoy me, guys. I want to pick up as many trades as I possibly can. So you can walk away saying, you know what, Lockie, I've had 1 or 2 good trades. I'm in a really good place. There's the matching signal right there. Okay. Dear. All right, so I've missed the trade. As I've missed the trade, FDAX is now buying back into those 76 fibs. So that's fine. Guys, that's fine. Again, I'm still looking for an entry at 405, but the buyers would have to get absolutely demolished now. Johnny Melville, beautiful trade. Jiz, beautiful trade. Well done. I've missed the trade, guys, on NASDAQ and S&P. Okay, now that's my fault. Okay. And they're both traded off this 61.8. We can see this occurring here. So I've actually missed that entry, which is a bit annoying. Jiz. Okay, Jiz has used my Fibonacci's. Okay, that's gone quite well. Okay, all right. So we're getting cranky again. FDAX, the short, there's a better short on FDAX at 417. Okay, there's a better short at 417. Now, I've called that a little bit late, guys. So there is a better short at 417 than 405. As the reason being is we want to stay away from 21,400, which is a round number. Okay, so at this stage, we're looking for shorts on FDAX. We're into the last 90 seconds. If you've already gone short, guys, at 417, which many of you may have, guys, your first target is 412. All right, first target is 412. NASDAQ, we're waiting for the new candle before we get a signal. I'm just watching the FDAX, guys, because I know some of you might have waited for the buyers to retrace. You may have gone short at 417. If you have, I need to push down through 412. Right, you're through 412. So that's your 5-point target out on FDAX. Guys, and ideally what we want is we want the sellers to push back down to that delta at 405. So we don't want to enter at 405. Guys, we just want the sellers to push back down to 405 because if you're short for 5s and 10s, it's obviously going to take you beyond that 10-point target. if you go, there we go, there's the push. If you were happy to trade at 417, no, that's obviously gone way beyond, way beyond its profit target. And guys, if that trade suits you, we waited for the buyers to push in. We waited for the buyers to push in, and then we sold short. Okay, now everyone's picking up selling signals. Guys, now the deal with the selling signal, okay, on the NASDAQ, it's a very, very strong selling candle. Like FDAX is gapped down. So therefore, if you're short on FDAX, that's obviously gone very well. So well done. 50, yep, yes, MJ, perfect. So guys, we're setting up a sell on the NASDAQ. The sell is outside the range of the current candle, guys, which is around about a 93.25 or exactly 93.25. The only way we can go short on NASDAQ is firstly, if you can hold the risk. Secondly, we must get a retrace to Fibonacci followed by a heavy rejection. Guys, we must get that. Obviously, FDAX, if you've gone short, guys, that's gone really, really well. Now we're looking for guidance from the FESX. I'd suggest we're probably going to turn it around and send it back the other way. For the NASDAQ, guys, again, we're 1 minute into the new candle. The buyers are pushing up to a 38 Fibonacci, which is relatively normal for these guys to fail at. If you are going to go short on NASDAQ, guys, if you are going to go short on NASDAQ, whoops. Again, you're looking for a short entry, guys, at 93.5. Let me just double check. We're looking at the middle of the MDI, guys. So these sellers are going to have to power through like really, really, really hard. Okay, now, again, the middle of the MDI, guys, is a bit of an ambush point for the markets. Okay, there's no doubt about that. If the sellers are selling everywhere, what I would suggest is, again, a 20 tick first target. It's a 20 tick first target. That is what I would personally go for. I would have a touch 16, pay 10 or pay 4 ATM. We are staring down the middle of the MDI here, guys. So you need the sellers to absolutely thump in. Guys, you need the sellers. There's no Fibonacci extension issue. It's just the middle of the MDI. Guys, that is, now let me just get that Fibonacci correct for you there. So we've got the S&P back in the trend indicators as well. Guys, there's no Fibonacci extension issue here. Guys, what it will be is middle of the MDI, and also the risk may hold a number of people out of the trade. Okay, so the risk may hold people out. Now, again, we're back to the 38 fib. So if the sellers are going to drive the NASDAQ down relatively hard, guys, if they're going to go relatively hard, normally it's that 38 fib where they buy to and they get relatively heavily rejected. Now, the S&P is doing the same. Because I do know there are people out there, guys, that do trade into the middle of the MDI. Some people don't like it because it is a mobile kind of support and resistance level. Therefore, the middle of the MDI is sometimes avoided by some traders, and that's okay, guys. We all develop, our trade expectations based on what the market is doing. These guys have got a long way to go, but the middle of the MDI, guys, is a mobile support and resistance level. All right, we know about that. Okay, just hold on one sec. Europe is reversing. Just hold on one sec, guys. Okay, so I was just watching what's going on here. Again, the buyers have retraced back to what appears to be the 61.8 fib of this large, strong candle. As the buyers on the S&P have tried to retrace further, and that's failed badly. So again, guys, the risk on the trade, some of you might not be happy with the risk because the risk has got to be behind the strong candle. Okay, so it's got to be up here. So some might not be happy with the risk. Let me just watch what's going on. 1, 2, 3. They've just come back through and retested that static bar reversal. Europe is trying to buy, but at this point in time, the buyers are not impressing anybody. And so we do want, and let's just see what these guys do. So Mark's had a negative on that one. Jeff has had a negative on that one. It's the middle of the MDI, which is the danger. For every market, goes right across the board. If you're trading back into the middle of the MDI, that is where the market can quite often get caught. So we're not going to take, guys, we're not going to take another trade on the NASDAQ at this stage until we see some agreement from, okay, we're just going to wait to see what kind of agreement we get from the Europeans. At this stage, guys, I'm not going to give you another trade on FDAX until we see what the Europeans are doing. You see here, guys, see here that the Europeans, certainly the FESX guys, look to be caught in the middle of their MDI. That could actually drag the US with them. Let me just see what's going on. So middle of the MDI, just so everybody knows, middle of the MDI for a lot of traders is just I'm not going to trade there because if we get stuck, the market's going to turn and go back the other way. Now, again, some people ignore that rule. As if I was wanting a very, very high probability strategy, as I would be very careful of the middle of the MDI. The only day, guys, it breaks away and doesn't matter is when it's the 15-minute charts that are generating the signal. And as a result, it's the 15-minute chart MDI, which is a very, very long way to the downside from where we're currently trading. So no new signals at this stage, guys, no new signals on any markets. I'm just waiting to see how the bigger markets, both FESX and S&P, deal with their respective trend indicators. Okay, I'm just going to start cleaning up charts. Let me just start cleaning up charts. Get rid of that for the moment. The other Fibonacci that they may be using, short range Fibonacci. That's what they're doing. They're caught on the 50 fib. Now, what chart does that come from? It's a 15-minute chart. It is a 15-minute chart, 50 fib. Okay. So what it means at this stage, guys, is I'm not going to get a new signal. I'm not going to get a new signal on the NASDAQ until we know how the 5-minute chart traders are dealing with this, are dealing with the MDI. Okay, and I'm just watching the volume, because at the moment, the sellers are very strong on the US markets compared to the buyers on the previous candle. So again, for those of you guys that can carry larger risk, then we're going to give them up to 15 minutes to decide what they're doing. Okay, let me just check the 15-minute charts. Okay. The 15-minute, no, is at this stage, we've got 1 minute and 20 seconds until the 15-minute charts close. At this stage, they're suggesting they might drag. So with 1 minute to go, they might be dragging the sellers down. Now, we can't go long, guys, anywhere. We've got no valid long trade that I can see. Okay, I'm just watching, guys. So the close of the 15-minute candle in around about 45 seconds from now, I would suggest the weight is probably in favor of the sellers versus the buyers. I don't want to put you into a new sell signal because of the middle of the MDI. Yeah, Cole, so that's what they're setting up. That's what they're setting up. They're going to have to do a ridiculous amount of work to achieve it. And I note that Europe even though the volume is dropping, Europe has decided that they want to try and push down a little bit further. Right. So what have we got, guys? I guess American markets have got more chance of going down than they were going up. Has just gapped down. Okay, Mark, audio is dropping out. Okay, I just had a little internet bandwidth warning come on to say that I've got a bandwidth issue. Okay. So what we'll do, guys, at this stage, I've got no new signals for anybody. So I've got no new signals. I've got a gap down on the NASDAQ, but it's not a very impressive gap down. Okay, I'm just watching, guys. I'm just watching what the buyers are doing. I'm not expecting the buyers. Again, the market can do whatever it likes, guys. I'm not expecting the buyers to win here. I'm expecting the weight of the market to move in favor of the sellers. Now, mind you, guys, to move in favor of the sellers, we need the buyers to push down well below this level here, right? So that's the 50 fib of the 15-minute chart. Guys, appears to have held the market up. Now, I didn't have that on when we were talking about going short. All I did is speak about the middle of the MDI. Again, volume on FDAX, guys, is down into the low hundreds. So I don't think it's worth taking a trade on the FDAX at this point in time. NASDAQ, your volume is still pretty good. You'll note that the volume is again sitting now down in the hundreds as well, because the instos don't know what to do with the market. Okay, now that's okay. I would suggest, as the weight will fall in favor of selling, it's just taking a little bit of time for the sellers to regain their composure. And for those in the legs of selling, it looks like we're in the third leg of selling here, right? So the third leg is normally the leg. So we talk about 3 steps and a stumble. We're kind of in the stumble phase at this stage. Now, what we do want to generate a new trade is we want the sellers to push in and get like right into the deep side of this MDI. So again, if they were to come down towards the bottom of the MDI, let me just double check. Okay. Now, I know some of you are still short, guys. At this point in time, the sellers are trying their best. Obviously, the weight is not in favor of the buyers. Now, again, we're dealing with the middle of the MDI, which is a bit of, well, it's a very, very well-known resistance level within the community. Fibonacci extension says they're going to try and go further, guys. The nemesis is that 50 fib right there from the 15-minute chart. So if the sellers manage to close below that 50 Fibonacci, it is highly likely they will draw more sellers into the market, guys. If we can't close below that 50 Fibonacci, then the buyers are going to move into the market. Okay, now again, you can see how the middle of the MDI combined with the Fibonacci, guys, creates a bit of a logistical issue for the sellers. So, guys, at this stage, so Fibonacci are pushed into the respective 200 EMAs, 645. 645. Yeah, that's, man, I agree with you. I don't think the market goes down. What is being said is all of these candles starting to close inside the range of the previous candle on both US markets effectively no one knows what to do with it. Now, understanding that we've got this huge climactic buying signal, as we are highly likely to try and address that buying signal or that climactic candle. So what we need, FDAX, what have we got? Volume-wise, FDAX, you're a little bit low, right? So volume's a little bit low. What I do need, just hold on one sec, guys, hold on one sec. Righto. So FDAX at this stage, volume is too low. Europeans say that the Americans are probably going to go a little bit lower. Like I said, probably go a little bit lower. Long story short about this, we're cruising off this 50 fib. Guys, that's pretty obvious. I'm still in favor of selling, not buying. Guys, because of the close of the 15-minute chart on the S&P 500 is a really, really strong sell down. So again, for the NASDAQ traders, what we're doing is keeping a very, very close eye. If you've gone short underneath this candle and you were able to carry the risk, we want the sellers to push down well beyond the bottom of that box really quickly. Okay, what we don't want is the buyers to get caught in the middle of the MDI. All right, now, again, you see that Delta V2 is not a new signal in its own right. Okay, because we're assuming a close over the 50 fib. It is a sign that the institutional sellers are in. Okay, if you could hold your risk behind this candle, guys, you've just gone through your 20-tick target after a very, very ugly retrace. Very, very ugly retrace. Now, Europe wants to sell, guys. So if you are short on the NASDAQ and you could carry the risk and you are going for a 20-tick target and a longer range target, guys, your longer range target's all the way down here. Okay, if you could hold the risk. If you could hold the risk. Now, again, some of you can't hold the risk. Okay, that's okay. Some of you use the tighter stop loss. That's also okay. Just be aware that the tighter stop loss has been stopped out and then the market's eventually turned around and gone through its target. Rowdy, you got 11 and 31. Okay, so well done. The flip side of that, guys, so two things. I drew the 15-minute Fibonacci up here and found the 50 fib. Okay, so if I had that on before, I would have said, guys, we can't go short. Mind you, I send everybody short with the risk. Again, assuming the risk is behind the candle, that is sometimes too much risk for some traders. What's occurred is they've retraced back up to the 76 fib of this candle. That's where the sellers have repositioned back into the market and sent us down through the 20-tick target. It's certainly through the risk control point. And if they don't close down here, guys, very impressively on both American markets, they're actually going to set up longs going back the other way. All right, so guys, if you did have a negative, again, I'll write it down as a negative trade. Some people have been positive, some people are negative. I'll write it down as a negative. Long story short, guys, if we let the market define the risk, sometimes it means we can't take a trade. Other times it means we can take the trade. We've just got to be very, very careful. Or we wait for the retrace, wait for the rejection, and then take the trade. Okay, so that's going to end up with some mixed results. Now, what does it mean, guys? So we're 23 minutes into the second session. We're looking for longs now that the shorters are failing. Now, filter that we're going to put on this is if we close below this 50 fib. So if we close below that 50 fib, MJ, you went long off the 4 hour 76. Oh, yeah, perfect, man, on FDAX. Okay, so well done. Guys, we did say before that we thought that the FDAX was playing a 4 hour game. So note how it's honoring the green Fibonacci's. Okay, honoring them perfectly. Well, that means they're playing a 4 hour chart, and that's the reason MJ's just picked up that trade. Guys, we're setting up trades now on the NASDAQ, unless we close. Guys, if we close underneath that red Fibonacci, guys, which is the one that was holding the market up, if we don't close over the top of that, we can't go long. We can only go short. Okay, so we can't go long. We can only go short. We're going to let the market come to us. Guys, if we do get a big selling candle, they are highly likely to try and sell down to that 76 fib. 30-minute retrace. Thank you, Steve. Because the only issue we've got, guys, is if we modify the Fibonacci to a 5-minute fib, Okay, hey presto, guess what these guys are trading into? The 76s. So if we do close below that, guys, and the S&P was to give us a really strong selling candle and the volume holds, we may be setting up a sell. Guys, we do need to get below these 76 fibs, okay, on NASDAQ. Okay, if we can't get below them, guys, or we might gap below them, but if we can't do that, so the guys have failed to sell the market short, guys, and we can't go long back into the middle of the MDI. So that means we're effectively caught in irons. I don't have a trade I can give you without being a little bit outlandish, which we're not doing. Let me just watch what these guys do. Again, the middle of the MDI is right here. Okay, minus a little bit. The only thing, guys, now the trader's already started moving, but the only thing I can do, sorry, is wait for the sellers to sell back down to the 76 fib and go long. But that trade has already gone 20 ticks, guys, to the high side. Okay, it's already moved long. Let me just put a comment on here. Okay, I'll just put a circle there, guys. The only thing I can offer you guys is, again, a double touch reversal. So the sellers have sold down here. The black diamond deltas, guys, are valid. It's assuming a close over the middle of the MDI, which can be problematic. So again, if I was really quick, I was really quick, I would have waited for these guys to sell back down again and said the moment we get anywhere near those guys again, you can go long, guys, as long as you watch the middle of the MDI. That trade moved very quickly. Guys, again, these deltas here are assuming the market is going to push through the middle of the MDI, which is not a smart assumption at all. So therefore, unless we got in really early, we now have to wait for these guys to decide what they're doing, guys. And that takes us to the end of the session. And we're 30 minutes out from a masterclass on delta trading, guys, which we could base on today, guys. We could base it on today, but I want to base it on today and also a session we didn't trade together, guys. I think that'll actually be more fun. So US Open from last night, guys, was incredible to trade. So US Open was incredible to trade. So guys, if you want, I can run through that for you. I can run through European Open, US Close. So whatever session you'd like to do, guys, in that masterclass, we will do that for you. Guys, that should, in a perfect world, be quite good fun. Let me just get. Just going to get this up on screen. So at this stage, guys, we are moving towards the end of the session. Now, some of you have taken a loss, guys, on that NASDAQ short. Okay, some of you have taken a loss. We've spoken about why. So some people did get a loss. If you have had a loss today, guys, because you couldn't put your stop loss above the candle, if you did have a loss, then that's okay. We'll go and get it back tomorrow if we have data. Guys, if we don't have data because of Easter, we may have to get it back next week if you have had a losing trade. For the FTX traders, I believe, hello, sorry guys, I need to turn my camera back on because we're literally, 2 minutes before the end of the session. So Arlen, we've had a relatively good run. We did have a losing trade. Again, if people can't put their stop in the right spot, but that's okay. Sometimes the risk is a little bit too much. So we spoke about that coming into the trade. Apart from that, NASDAQ, again, we got this unexpected news, which spiked the market, but we did pick up some shorts coming back the other way. FTX, until the volume dropped, was a walk in the park for the FTX traders. So guys, Europe has proven today to be easier to trade than the Americas. But Arlen, we've done okay. Once again, the first 35 to 40 minutes of the first hour was the easiest to trade. And that happens every day.
Well, I'm happy to hear that you guys had a lot of fun and you had some very good successful trades. Having a losing trade, hey, again, we're keeping it real here. This is part of trading. Not always you're going to have only highs. So I'm happy to hear that, guys. I'm happy that you enjoyed. I want to take this opportunity to say, first of all, everyone, happy Easter, to all who celebrate. And even if you don't, I don't know if you guys know this, but we do have a little game that is happening right now on our website. We have a little bit of an egg hunt happening. So each day we're hiding an Easter egg on the website, and each Easter egg has a different voucher code. So if anyone's interested, you want to test your hunting skills and you want to get a little discount and purchase a new futures challenge or CFDs, up to you guys, prime challenges, then you can take this opportunity and find the egg, crack it, get the code, and enjoy.
That's brilliant. Well, Jürgen says he's already found the eggs, so that's a good start. So well done, Jürgen. Good job.
Great stuff, guys. So enjoy your holiday, this great holiday, and we'll see you again here next week. And I'm expecting to see in the chat everyone saying, yes, I found all the eggs.
All right, happy Easter, everybody. I hope today there was lots of lessons, and I hope you got on the right side of the market. So perfect. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Bye for now. Bye-bye.